Back to my channel. It's been some time since I posted new content. So today I want to talk about Pandas AI lah. So those of you who are familiar with data science are definitely familiar with the Pandas library where you can do data wrangling, cleansing, as well as complicated data analytics within Python with using Python programming lah. So Pandas AI is actually a Python library, or you can call it a wrapper working on top of Pandas lah. So this is designed to be highly user friendly, allowing business users with those minimal technical knowledge of data science to perform detailed data analytics tasks lah. So this is the high level architecture of how Pandas AI work lah. So you can upload your CSV file, and using Pandas AI and Pandas, right, you will leverage on LLM. As you can see down here, right, the LLM is agnostic by design lah. So you can use OpenAI, which is a paid one. You can use free open source ones like Star Coder or even Google Palm, or a few others as well in the market. And after that, you enter your prompt here in natural language, right? So it will go to the LLM API and give you the response, leveraging on Pandas and Pandas API lah. So this is like Pandas on steroids lah, what I would like to call it. So it allows for faster data analysis and will definitely facilitate extraction of insightful information lah. So at the moment, right, it performs better with OpenAI, particularly GPT 3.5 Turbo and GPT 4 lah. So you need to put in some investment lah. So for me, I use around Singapore dollars 25 credits, and that's more than sufficient for me to ask various questions I want, or even do data visualization using this app that I've created. Today I'll be using the Titanic dataset from Kaggle. So most of you who have entered Kaggle data science competitions will be familiar with this dataset lah. So this dataset reflects the number of passengers that were onboarded on the Titanic in 1912, and also the number of males and females that survived the Titanic sinkage lah. So this is the streamlit app that I've created, so you can do data analysis using conversational text lah. So first of all, let me upload the Titanic database. This is in the form of a CSV file. So I've designed in such a way like every data set or every CSV file you have created, right, it will first provide you an overview of it with the first 5 records. So now let's ask it some questions regarding these data sets lah. So like most aircraft or passenger or maybe ships, right, they will have some classification of the classes, right? Like maybe you have economy class, then business class, then first class. So for this data set as well, or for this Titanic ship as well, there are 3 passenger classes lah, 1, 2 and 3. So let's see if it gets correct or not if I ask the question like how many passenger classes are there. So it's generating the result. So it says here 3. There are 3 classes. So we can deep dive further as well to see like what is the distribution of passengers across the classes, right? Across passenger classes. So it's generating the response now, calling the OpenAI API. So there are 3 classes lah. What you can deduce from this, probably the most number of passengers set passenger class 3. So this is your economy class, and the least number of people sit passenger class 2. So highly likely, probably this is either the very cheapest class or can be also the highest class lah. So this is how I deduced it. So let's say we want to do something more fanciful, right, so that you have more visual impact when you present your data next time to probably a meeting or what. So you can say, can you share the distribution across passenger classes using some kind of data visualization tool, right? Let's say using Seaborn. I prefer Seaborn than Matplotlib, so let's use Seaborn. So you see very quickly also it generates the results in the form of a histogram down here. So you can see for passenger class 1, passenger class 2 and passenger class 3 lah. So moving along, we can ask other questions as well, more complicated and complex questions like what are the demographics of the passengers, right? That's something probably we want to know. So what are the number of passengers in their 20s, 30s, 40s and 50s. Let's see if it can give us the breakdown or not. So it's generating the response. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. Oh, so you see, it also gives you the number of passengers in their 20s is 220, 30s, and so on and so forth. So if you to use a conventional Python, probably you have to know the code and use a group by function or something like that to do a count. So in this case, using natural language, the result comes out very fast. That's why I say that Pandas AI leveraging on LLMs is like a Pandas on steroids lah. So probably we also want to ask one or two more questions. What is the survival rate, right, across maybe the gender? So we will know whether males or females had a better survival rate when the Titanic sank. So you see down here, it has provided us very nicely in a table format that the survival rate for females is 74% compared to males. So maybe let's do something more fanciful. One last question. Okay, let's use a matplotlib probably to plot this in a pie chart. Across gender. So you see, very nicely also it provides you the survival rate in the form of pie chart. So females tend to have higher survival rate when the Titanic sinks, 79%, close to 80%, while males only 20%. I wonder why, right? So that's all for my short sharing today. Hope to see you soon.